Heidi Ho Neighbors, Radagoji here, and welcome to another session of Drunk Mega Man Anniversary Collection stuff. When we did our last session, we finished up Mega Man 2, went through Mega Man 3 and 4, and did a good chunk of Mega Man 5. So with the 3 remaining Robot Masters here, we're going to go after Stone Man because I have his weakness. He's the next in the weakness line. That was done. The last thing I think we did was beat Napalm Man. And the music in this enhanced soundtrack is pretty rad, so I will delight in talking over it for you. I am on vacation this week, but I still kept this to the same sort of schedule that I had the past couple weeks, doing this on a Tuesday, just to keep things consistent. Just kind of to pace myself. I don't want to be, drinking every night in a row. That's going to be bad. Ooh. Being handed one-ups all of a sudden. Yes, I know which way to go. Stone Man's basically like, the Guts Man or the Hard Man or whatever in this game. And he has a very similar construction-themed area. We're getting, like, every one-up in the house here. If we go in here, this is the G for the beat letters. And we can just go through the rest of the stages normal. There are a couple of other secrets I'll be getting as well, but for the most part, that's like the main important secret if you want to get Beat the Bird. And I do want Beat the Bird, because Beat the Bird is like, final Wily's weakness and all that. I am still in normal mode at the moment, as you can see, normal mode. But I was doing some thinking earlier, because we do have 2 castles to go through, and if you saw my previous playthrough of this game while I was drunk, you would know that I did have quite a bit of trouble during those plays, especially during the final boss. So hopefully it's not going to affect too much here, and I'll be able to clear the stages easy enough and go on with my life, but or at least go on to the next game, which is Mega Man 6. Which, as I said before, I know by the back of my hand. But, it's worth repeating a third time. Because, I remember, in my second session talking a lot about how much I hate Mega Man 9. And then after I was done with that second session, I started editing the first, and I realized I had already talked about how much I hated Mega Man 9, so who knows, maybe we'll see an opportunity to talk about why I hate Mega Man 9 again. Even though I am, again, still planning on giving it a fair shot when it comes on the Switch, but today is not that day. That doesn't release until, like, April, or the end of April, I think. Who knows when the Mega Man X collections come out on the Switch. I'm looking forward to that as well, because, well, having Mega Man X on the Switch for one thing, but I like a lot of the Mega Man X games. I don't like every one of them. Jesus. I remember not caring much for Mega Man X6, and I've barely touched Mega Man X7, but I know that that's a bad game from, what everyone... I know it's based on what everyone says, but it's also based on what I've seen and all that. But Mega Man X1 and X5 are games that I really like, and from what I remember of Mega Man X8, that was pretty solid as well. So I'm looking forward to playing that again. But here's a secret. Just use the rush coil to get up there. I don't know if I've showed off how stupid the rush coil is in this game, but that's how it is. I don't think I've had a chance to really use the rush coil in this game yet, but unlike other games where you just kind of jump on his back and he'll propel you upward, in this game, for whatever reason, they went with a stupid method of you jump on his back and then he jumps up. And then that's how you get to where you need to go. You have to jump off him at the right time, and that's... So rather than giving you a super jump, he jumps and you have to jump off him. I didn't get to keep any of the energy tanks I picked up along the way, did I? I thought that they fixed that thing with Mega Man 3, but apparently not. So I gotta get all my energy tanks and my Mega Tank again. Which is balls, because Well, again, I do know that I'll be picking up another mega tank at some point in the future, and you can only hold one mega tank anyway, but still, it sucks that the passwords aren't keeping track of that, or at least the save game isn't. Are you getting the idea? 1-up? I have gone to max 1-ups in one run of Stone Man stage. I don't know what's up with that, but that's the thing that happened. Where'd the music go? This is disconcerting. Hold on. I've actually been having a bit of trouble with my PS2 lately, or with tonight, with it. It refused to load the game a couple times, but it seems that it doesn't want to load the music. So we'll have to go through at least the rest of the stage here in silence. That's a bit disconcerting. I mean, I'll be more than happy to start the level over if need be, but it is very, very odd, and I hope that it doesn't crap out on me. I mean, either way, we have the footage of the stage, so we need napalm bomb. Nope, it is not loading. Something has gone terribly wrong with my PS2. Hold on, I'm gonna cut the video footage here, just in case it messes up. So I'm stopping the video footage, and I'm going to reset PS2 here. Is my disc wanting to crap out now? Is that the thing? I'll put up a picture here, by the way, so you don't have to sit in total darkness. That's a bunch of crap. You know, the game's loading fine now. There's a little Guts Man in the... Alright, so one moment, I'll get back to the point where we were. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if it'll load this time. Yep, it's working fine now. I just don't want to have to do this every time the PS2 decides to be stupid, because it didn't do this until today, and that is annoying. Alright, that was my fault, but luckily I have plenty of napalm bomb shots. Oh, and speaking of shots, I actually came fully prepared to this little shindig today. I actually stopped by the store earlier and got some refills on what I needed. So I got some more rum. I have some more my standard shot liquor. I also got a little mini bottle of is that Jameson whiskey. I'll try on the video here. It was kind of a freebie, because I know the just by coincidence, I just happen to know the I think the assistant manager, the store manager at the ABC store here, because he's a friend of my brother's, and he said that they had like a mini Mondays thing yesterday, and they still had some of the mini bottles left over. So because I spent more than $25, I think, he threw in a little bottle of Jameson for me. So haven't really had whiskey before, but actually I'll have another shot of Jim Beam. My other older bottles still have a bottle of shots worth in it. So this is just opening this bottle up here. Plug in there. Also made sure that I put these in my fridge so that they're nice and chilled, because as much as I like Kentucky Fire, I don't like having it warm necessarily. Cheers. Tastes better fresh, let me tell you. Alright. Then I got Charge Man stage. Charge Man is a train. So, seeing as this is a train, and a train-themed level that is a train, the level's a train. There's a train right there, even. I have to say Twain, at least once, so there's Twain. I don't know, it's just a thing, I'm contractually obligated to do it. It's been a thing for years, so I have to, every time I see or hear a train, I have to say Twain. And that's just a thing I do, because I'm fairly sure I signed a contract at some point, so I'm legally obligated to do that. Yeah, I did that joke like a million years ago on that frickin' my Wario Land Let's Play. I like to play Wario Land on the channel at some point, but when Resident Evil is finally done, because we're like right at the end of Resident Evil, but there were like so many puzzles they threw at us in the because, I mean, obviously, Resident Evil's probably going to be done by the time this goes up anyway. But, maybe not. I don't know. But, when Greg and I last played Resident Evil, we thought that we were going to beat the game, like, that day. So, last Thursday. And, it threw so many puzzles at us, and one of the puzzles, like, took us forever to figure out. And we ended up running out of time and not beating the game. And we even, like, re-recorded for, like, 3 hours. And, nothing came of it. Well, we made lots of progress, but, like, we're near the end now, but we basically got gypped out of finishing the game. But we did do that dice roll video that I've already put up at this point, and that basically says that once we're done with, once Greg's done playing Resident Evil, we'll be playing Earthbound. But I would like to play Wario Land at some point in the future on this channel. Well, I say in the future, even though I've already done it. These damn spider bat things. I hate them. Okay. I'm gonna have to rush Quell to the A. Oh, I scrolled the mouse off. That's nice. I should say I would like to play replay Wario Land on the channel. Because Wario Land's one of my favorite games of all time. It's really fun. Bullet dodging action. Also, I like how in standard Met fashion, Metor, whatever you want to call them, in standard Met fashion, the trains are completely invincible until until the little whistle toots and the Met pops up, and then like you can hit anywhere on the train and it'll die. We're way back here now. That happens. Also, these chicken things that spit out these eggs, I don't think I mentioned it in the last one. In the last session during Gyro Man stage. I may have, but I don't remember. I don't recall doing so. But they're brilliant for if you need to grind weapon energy or something like that. They're brilliant for that purpose. You just kill the eggs. It's kind of like the little PP eggs. The birds in Mega Man 2. When they drop the eggs, you can kill all the birds and the eggs and grind weapon energy or what have you off of them. They even drop 1-ups like everything else does in this game. I did note that the second time through on Stone Man stage, I did still get quite a few 1-ups. Not nearly as many as the first time through, but still like enough for me to question the random number generator in the game. It's like preparing me for Proto Man's castle, I swear. But as always, if the castles do prove to be too much of a pain in the ass, I guess it depends on how far I am into them. But I'll consider putting in the easy mode for those. This Proto Man's castle in particular is a bitch. I hate the Dark Man boss fights. They're terrible. Terrible boss fights. The Wily boss fights really aren't so much. I mean, in all honesty, like the last time I played the game, and we were having so much trouble, at least with the final boss as well. you know, I also chalked it up to being drunk at the time, too, but it really isn't that big of a pain in the ass. Let me tell you what is a pain in the ass, Charge Man. Charge Man is my least favorite Robot Master in the game. In 5, anyway. Because even with even with his weakness equipped, it's a pain in the ass because Power Stone... I failed to mention this earlier, but Power Stone, as you can see, shoots out 3 projectiles, but they just kind of radiate out from you, and they're really hard to aim unless it's like right on top of me. And until all 3 of them, like if any of them miss, they keep spiraling until they go off the screen. Until that time, you can't shoot it off again. So that's why Charge Man sucks, is because his weakness is a terrible, terrible weapon. Like most of the other weapons in this game aren't too bad. Also, when he's red and he's shooting the bullets upward, the little meteor things. Also, whenever he does that charge move toward you, he is invincible when he's doing either of those things. So that's another reason to chalk him up as a pain in the ass. And then he's on top of you the whole time when he does that. And when he walks around, he walks at the same rate as you do. So it can be hard to just outright get him away from you. Especially when there isn't a lot of room to slide, and then you can just like make up the distance by charging at you. That's why they call him Charge Man, because he charges like that, even though he's a train. They could have just called him Train Man. No, they decided to be... I guess whoever designed him decided to be super creative and call him Charge Man. But even with, you know, considering that these the base designs are done by contest winners, you know, Capcom probably had their own creative input in there. So it could have very well been, you know, it was like some nondescript thing and he was just charging at things, and then like someone at Capcom was like, okay, let's make him a train, but you know, I'm not I don't work at Capcom, so I don't know how that process goes. All I know is that, like, all of the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2 through 8 were contest winners. And, like, the first, I mean, obviously the first game, and powered up to another extent with Oil Man and Time Man. Because, if you don't know, Mega Man Powered Up is a remake of Mega Man 1 for the PSP. And they also added in Time Man and Oil Man to the mix, and actually, like, I mean, there's like an old style where you can just play through like an updated graphical version of Mega Man 1. But there's also like a new version which adds 2 more Robot Masters, mixes the weaknesses all around, also changes all the stages. It's actually pretty fun. But unfortunately, it's a game I don't have anymore. I did have it a long time ago. I sold it for some stupid reason. And could never find it again. And it is one of the few games that is not available to download off the PlayStation Network. Like the remake of Mega Man X is available off the PlayStation Network. The Mega Man Powered Up, though, no, not so much. But like all of Mega Man 1 and Powered Up's Robot Masters, like the non-reused Robot Masters from Mega Man 8. Or no, hold on. No, with Mega Man 8, there were only 3, I think, that were contest winners, because you had to conform to 3 certain body types. One of 3 body types. One of them became Search Man, one became Thunder... or... not Thunder Man, Clown Man. He's just like the Thunder or Electric type guy, but it's Clown Man. And the other one was Sword Man. All of those were contest winners, but all the rest were, you know, designed in-house. But two of the Mega Man 8 Robot Masters are reused in Mega Man and Base. But like Mega Man and Base and 9 and 10, those are all designed in-house. Or at least 9 and 10 I think were developed by Intercreates, who also did like the Mega Man Zero series. So those are all probably just designed by Intercreates, but you know. Now the beat bird letter, it's like an E. I think it's the E. I don't know. I can't pause the game at this point. But the E is actually kind of tough to get, because you get it in this jet ski section, and it's kind of like up in the middle of the air, and it's, I mean, it's not super hard to get, but I don't ever trust it. Also, you can't charge your shot, you can't change weapons. It's like a very basic little jet ski section. It's very, very creative choice for the, considering that we haven't really seen something done like this since, unless you count like the, like in Mega Man X4 that they had like the jet bike sections, or jet bike, not sections, but like whole stages. Mega Man X4 Jet Stingray's stage was like a jet bike stage. And Mega Man X5 Volt Kraken stage was at least partially like that, from what I remember. I haven't played Mega Man X5 in a long time. See, I missed the E. Oh dear. I'm gonna try dying. No. Oh no, the game is not so merciful. Oh no, I can still die here. Excellent. Because the checkpoint is right before the jet ski section. I can just do the jet ski section again. Look at how many lives I have. I can just keep doing the jet ski section until I get that E. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't feel like replaying this stage just for one thing like that. Let me tell you. I have been thinking about, continuing this little tradition here. This little tradition I've got going here with Mega Man games. And I know that like a grand majority of the games I play while drunk, like I think all of the games I played while drunk have been Mega Man. I've done Mega Man X, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6. Mystical Ninja started going on at one time. That's like the only exception. And then playing all of the Mega Man games. So I figured, once I'm done with the Anniversary Collection, that's Mega Man 8 plus plus the 2 arcade games. I figure, let's play more Mega Man games drunk. I can download Mega Man and Base on the Wii U. I can play that. I don't own that. I can buy it and download it. As far as I know, the eShop is still active on the Wii U. It's only getting shut down. The Wii Shop channel on the Wii is the one that's getting shut down, not the Wii U. The Wii U, even though it's been discontinued and is, for all intents and purposes, dead, a dead system, doesn't mean that they shut down its eShop, the Wii Shop channel, or not the. Okay, got it. Not the eShop channel, the eShop, the Nintendo eShop on the Wii U. That's still active because people still have Wii U's and they still play them. So that's not going to be shut down for at least a few years. Like, if the Wii Shop shutting down this year is any indication, this is shutting down at the end of the month. I think it's shutting down at the end of the month. It's March 2018. And the Wii U went into production, like, what? 2012? Oh, yeah, anyway. Waveman's weakness is Charge Kick. And Charge Kick is actually a move that you use while sliding. It's just slide into enemies to dodge them. Or to dodge them. To damage them. I'm a derp. And also, we do have Beat. But, I'll talk about Beat some other time. When we're actually in the castle and everything. But this is basically just slide into enemies. And you actually do have to use the slide motion to use the weapon. You can't use the Buster Cannon in any capacity while you have this weapon equipped. Just FYI. And we get Water Wave, which is basically kind of sort of exactly the same as Bubble Lead, in that it's a shot, it's like a wave instead of a bubble that travels along the ground still. Sorry for the seizure there. Proto Man's castle. Proto Man's castle is a pain in the tuchus. I will say that with no hyperbole. This place sucks. But the music is awesome. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. But yeah, this Proto Man's castle as a stage, on the whole, it sucks. The levels suck. The boss fights are all different variations of Dark Man, who is, as anyone who's played Mega Man 5, like I said, I'm not going, I don't care about spoilers and stuff like that. It isn't the real Proto Man who's behind all this. It's actually a robot called Dark Man. I forgot up until now that I have rapid fire shots and I can easily take advantage of that shit. But there's a robot called Dark Man who's disguised himself as Proto Man and doing bad things. Well, here's a good place where we can use Beat. Here it goes, and then you just... That's mainly because that's the only way you can kill those, like, gear things, those spike gear things, is through Beat. Just kind of trying to... Oh, I'll just use Beat to kill that. I mean, I know that I need Beat. I do need Beat. Beat is Wily's final, final Wily, weakness. I don't think I ever showed off Super Arrow like that before, either. That's because we're near the end of the game, and now Super Arrow becomes kind of a necessity here and there to actually use to win. In fact, oddly enough, one of Wily's weaknesses, I think one of the first Wily battle, one of his weaknesses is actually Super Arrow. You wouldn't think that, considering it's an auxiliary thing. But, so it is. We also have the same stupid Rush Jet from Mega Man 4. Never will it be as awesome as it is in Mega Man 3 ever again, which is a damn shame. I mean, you could chalk it up to me, wondering, making me wish that the game was easier, and in some ways I do. I mean, yeah, Mega Man 5 is one of my favorite games, don't get me wrong, but I do wish some things that were a little easier, like I wish the Rush Jet didn't suck. In fact, that's what I wish for in most Mega Man games, because, let's face it, Rush Jet was best in Mega Man 3, because you can fully control it. I mean, and that's not even considering the, the glitch where, like, if you're not currently standing on the Rush Jet, it doesn't, that little glitch where you can easily make it not use energy. I mean, that's not even considering that glitch. I mean, you can just go anywhere you want with the Rush Jet, and the world's your oyster. But considering that, like in every other Mega Man game, well, like 4, 5, and 7, maybe 8. I don't know how it is in 9 and 10. I think in 9 and 10 it's the same as it is in 4 and 5, but that was a stupid thing that I did there. I shouldn't have even tried to just jump across this gap because it's impossible. You need either Rush Jet or Super Arrow to do the job. I'll just use Gyro Attack on this guy. If I can time it correctly. I'll use Rush Jet here. I should even probably use some of the shoulder buttons that I have on my PS2 controller. But I won't because I'm dumb. Case in point. Here. I'm actually going to refill on Beat because Beat is most important. I mean, either way, if I get a game over, all of my weapon energy will refill. But now I'm not sure about my energy tanks, my mega tanks. I don't know if they'll stay if I get a game over. That's something to think about. That would suck. But like in Mega Man 6, at the very least, Rush Jet was made cool in the fact that Rush wasn't really used as a like his own separate entity. Like when Rush is used in Mega Man 6, and if you've seen my drunk Mega Man 6 playthrough, you'll know that Rush is actually used in a capacity of becoming power armor for Mega Man. And the Rush Jet in Mega Man 6 gives you a jetpack, which is really cool. I mean, yeah, it's limited in how you can use it, but it's still really cool. And they carry that over with Mega Man 7. Super Mega Man and Mega Man 7 is pretty damn cool. Also, these ATST things, I don't like them either. The ATST things, the Stampy things, oh god. Alright, tile puzzle, ladies and gents, and others. Now might be a good time to try this brandy. Let's see how this is. I don't know if you're meant to... Not brandy. Whiskey. I have actually tried brandy. I know that I do not like brandy. I'm actually going to try a bit. I have to put more rum and coke before I have this. Let's see, with whiskey, I don't know if this is like a shot liquor or if it's a sipping liquor. I know this. I'm looking at the label, like it should have instructions or something like that. Some little flag things I can't read. Drunk and the lighting's not great. Oh, established since 1700. Okay, triple distilled Irish Wiki Caskmates IPA edition. Oh, okay, that's a beer thing. Finished in craft beer barrels. 40% alcohol. Sounds like a beer sort of thing. I'm gonna sip it. This doesn't sound like a... It doesn't smell bad. It reminds me of Bacardi Oak Heart, which is, I mean, I know I don't normally drink Bacardi rum, but there was a Bacardi Oak Heart rum, which was an oak casket of oak barrels. And while you could definitely taste the wood, I mean, I guess that's the point with rum, but it was pretty good. Not my favorite, but pretty good. I can smell the malt. I can definitely smell the malt in that. It's gonna be more beer-like. I'm gonna... There we go. I'm just gonna sip this out of the bottle. Let's see how this... a little mini bottle. Let's see how this... Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if it's because it's warm. Because it's... Ooh. I don't think I like that very much. Oh. I don't know how I should feel about this. Because it's an Irish whiskey. And I'm mostly Irish in heritage. I don't think I like that very much. I don't think I like that very much. Yeah, it has a very beer taste. I don't like beer. And that has a very kind of a beer taste to it that I don't particularly care for. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it in my fridge and chill it for a bit, then come back to it later. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. You know, it just dawned on me when I went to put that in my fridge. I actually have like some Jägermeister and some Rumpelmints that are literally years old, and I still have them. I mean, I know alcohol really doesn't go bad, but I don't know if I should still have those. Because I know that I'm scared to drink them now. Oh God, what do I do here? Remember, this came up first. Okay, I think I got this. Alright, so I can jump on this, and this. Okay, so I got that one down. Oh, I wish I saw the wire from Mega Man 4. god, I have to follow all this now. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, this is bullshit. Can't just cheap it. The higher one seems to be the way to go here. Alright, that works. Wonderful. Alright, so I know how to get through that from here on out. That's good. I will shoot this dude. Get the life. This guy's annoying. I know he really doesn't have a way to hurt you unless you, like, run into him. But even then, he kind of goes along with you, so you can't really run into him. I don't know what the point is for him. I'll get more super arrow, and then he'll respawn, because that's just how it works. Oh, and another one. Wonderful. Do our friends at HQ have anything special? Oh, then they just go away. The round-shaped enemy won't do anything. Thanks, Dr. Cossack. Probably should have listened. Okay, so the round-shaped enemy won't do anything. Good to know. Okay, so with these Dark Man robots, I know that one is weak to gyro attack, one is weak to crystal eye, and one is weak to water wave, and I don't know which one is which. And I'm bound to run out of weapon energy trying each one, so let's just try each one. That didn't seem like it did a lot. No, crystal eye is definitely not it. It's probably water wave. Yeah, it's water wave. Away from me. This is like Charge Man. He just kind of like runs into you sometimes, and like won't get off of you. Well, at least I'm done experimenting with his weakness, because it's Water Wave. Unlike Charge Man, though, he's never invincible. So, no, he leaves one. No. Now I don't have any of his weakness. I think Beat is all of their weakness, though. I'm willing to put that to the test. Yeah, Beat does damage, a good amount of damage to them. I'll just, like, use Beat from here on out on these guys. It's just easier. And just focus on dodging. That works. I will do that from now on. Just go with what works. Lord knows that if when I get to, by the point I get to Final Wily, I'll have probably died enough time to get the game over and like have no beat power left. So, on to level 2. Let's see what's up here. Oh, the Mega Tank! Oh, kinda want that. Damn it. Just kill this bolt at once is there. How do I get up there? How do I get over there? Is it from that side? Do I have to go from this side here? That makes sense. I can do that. Alright. Do I jump up here? Can I jump up here? Yes, I can. I can jump up at that point. With Rush Coil. Alright. Mega tanks can be important. Yeah. And of course these guys are back, but I think we got the skills to take them out. I'm gonna recharge... I don't need Water Wave anytime soon. I'm just gonna recharge Rush Coil. That's the best plan, I think. Those guys are annoying too. I don't like them either. Alright. No, do I rush jet? Rush Coil. Alright, so I found that just found now that R2 will cycle between Rush Coil, Rush Jet, and Super Arrow. And then L2 will cycle between Beat and Mega Buster. So, probably should be using these shoulder button shortcuts since I have them. I should probably also be using the Rapid Fire. Look at this. That'll make things easier. Why not? Also, while I'm using Beat, I can still use my arm cannon, so I can take advantage of that at any given stage. That'll be a nice thing to know. I keep forgetting things, and now I'm remembering them, and it's just opening up a whole world of possibilities of being competent. Oh, look at all that weapon energy I could have gotten, but didn't, because it fell in the hole. Ooh, this sucks. Alright, can I do without necessarily using Rush Jet? If I can jump, then yes. Yes is the answer, but only if I remember to jump. It's kind of hard if you're tipsy like I am to get your timing off, as shown. So I want to make sure I'm shooting to the left, because the closer enemy will hit you if you're not careful. Coil up there. These guys only die in one hit. These guys, the worst thing about them is they... Oh, I could have used that to refill... I could have used that to refill Beat, and I didn't. Because I'm a dumb. I'm just like... I'm trying to rush through. I don't know why I'm trying to rush through so much. See, Greg's not here to make the joke, so I did. His mind is not for rent to any god or government. They just gave me health refill, which is fine. Just be careful of spikes up above there. That'll help in killing you. Getting hit by airborne enemies and bombs, but that's okay. If we get game over, we start over again at the station of the castle. I think I can do this without turning to easy mode. What do you folks think? I think we can do this. If not, I can blame it on Decade. Oh, that's useful. Ah, see, I caught myself before I did too much of a stupid thing. A slightly stupid thing. Aha. See, I can be competent, and I could blame it on Decade, but I don't have that that clip of Kamen Rider Decade anymore. I only started keeping stuff around anymore for the new seasons of things. And I don't have any Kamen Rider Decade saved up that I can use the clips from. I have Kamen Rider X-Aid, Kamen Rider Build, Q Ranger, and Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger. Which is, got a Twitter review coming up, by the way, for Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger stuff. Despite the fact that I said... Okay, so remember that time when I finished up the deluxe mecha range for Q Ranger, and I said I think I'm done with this for about 10 years. No, I went. I've seen the first 3 episodes of Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger at this point, and it's super interesting. At least for the perspective of the Lupin Rangers, because if there was something that I would have to say about Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger at this point, it's that the Pat Rangers seem to be an afterthought because Lupin Ranger is definitely getting, like, all of the, Oh, I'm at the beginning again. Swell. But Lupin Ranger is getting, like, all of the character development. Which is fine, because I like the Lupin Rangers more than I like the Patch Rangers, but that may also be because we haven't seen much of the Patch Rangers yet. Anyway, the initial point was, despite the fact that I said, okay, I'm done, you know, I've scratched that deluxe robot collecting itch for the next decade or so. Well, apparently that didn't scratch it, because I got excited about the new season, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna keep on supporting them by buying more toys. So they're on their way. And I have all the trigger machines, up to this point, all the dial fighters, and the good striker. Greg may be in on the reviews as well, because I asked him. I got a game over. I asked him if he would be okay with or if he would like to join me on these, because I can pretty much tell the reason that they went with the Phantom Thief thing for the Lupin Rangers. I mean, let's face it, was because of Persona 5. Persona 5 was incredibly popular. So they decided to go with that. They decided to go with that as a theme. And I think that, like I said, the Patch Rangers just may have been an afterthought. And it was like, let's do something different. I mean, we already did Q Ranger, and Q Ranger had, like, 12 active members by the end, and only, like, 2 or 3 of them may have gotten any semblance of character development. So I liked Q Ranger okay, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't the best of Sentai shows that I've seen. Because like no one got character development, because there's like your main team starts off with 9 full-fledged members. Most Sentai shows can't even dream of getting 9 members total. I think like the only ones to break those records were like Deca Ranger to an extent. They did have 10 shown members, but like one of them, like, okay, 3 of those 10 maybe had like 1 episode or a movie that they were featured in. And Deca Gold didn't even get to fully transform, so I don't even count that. Kyoryuger, though, had 10 members. And, now, I say this without having actually fully seen Kyoryuger, just from, things I've read. There were still only, like, 6 main active members, whereas folks like Kyoryu Cyan, and Kyoryu Gray, and Kyoryu Violet, and Kyoryu Silver, and, who was the other one? Was there another one? No, there wasn't another one. Kyoryu Cyan, Kyoryu Gray, Kyoryu Violet, Kyoryu Silver. Those are the 4. As far as I know, they weren't really like full-fledged, like active all the time members. They were just kind of there every once in a while, where, you know, the active ones were red, black, green, blue, and pink, and gold was the 6th Ranger. But then you have Q Ranger, which I know it technically didn't start off with. Wow, I just wasted that. I know it didn't technically start off with 9, like, from the very beginning. It was more of a Go-Onger thing, where with Go-Onger, they were advertising, they had advertised, like, they promoted that it was going to be, like, a 5-man team. And, you know, 2 of the team members didn't show up until a little bit later. That's the way it kind of was with Q Ranger. They had started, they publicized 9 members, and while they only started off with 5 in the first episode, over like the course of like 4 or 5 episodes, they got all 9. Where is the checkpoint in this frickin' stage? so by like episode like 5 or so, I don't remember exactly what the episode was when Sorcery Orange was like revealed to be full-fledged. I've been a full-fledged member this whole time. I was just being undercover. And then, like, even then, it wasn't too long afterwards that Ryu Commander joined. But then you had, like, 3 extra Rangers, and all 12 of these guys were active in some way, shape, or form. Like, they were all main characters. So you didn't get any kind of character development. Now, with Lupin Ranger and Patch Ranger, they decided to go with this whole, another kind of experimental dynamic of having 2 Sentai teams within the same, like, 2 fully fledged Sentai teams within the same, like, both titular teams. But are, while they're both, like, still fighting the bad guys, they conflict with each other, because one are a bunch of phantom thieves, and one is the police. And, you know, they have done this sort of thing before, like, you know, the Go Riders with the Hurricaneger. I haven't seen all of Hurricaneger, but I know that's the way that it was with the Go Riders. But one thing I do know is with Go-Onger, the Go-On Wings came in later on, and they were very much antagonistic toward the Go-Ongers at first. But, like, it wasn't like Go-Ongers versus Go-On Wings for the title of the show. It was still, you know, Engine Sentai Go-Onger. This is like, there are two Sentai teams from the outset. They don't know who each other are. They don't work together. They are very much like, they conflict with each other. They're at odds with each other, because one's the police and one are a bunch of thieves. But when you consider the fact that, you know, the Lupin Rangers are the ones that are getting the most character development, the Patch Rangers was definitely like a, oh, here's an idea, what if we just had them fight each other, like have some fighting each other people? And they're like, okay, let's just kind of go with that at the last minute. So I think that, you know, they were kind of an afterthought. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very interesting premise in and of itself. And it's still a good show for, like, as short as it's been on. Like, I'm enjoying it, but, you know, if I were to have, you know, 2 full-fledged Sentai in a show, I got game over again. If I were to have 2 full-fledged Sentai in a show, I would make sure that they both got the same amount of character development. I mean, the little bit of character development I've seen with the Patch Rangers is, like, Patron Nigo, who's the Green Ranger, is a rookie, and no one takes him seriously. That's the only character development we've gotten, and that was in, like, the 3rd episode. Because even then, it was still mostly Lupin Blue that got, you know, a lot of the character development in that episode. But it seems that it's mostly the Lupin Rangers that are going to be featured in the 4th episode, or that were featured in the 4th. I mean, the 4th episode has aired at this point. I watched TV Nihon, so the newer episodes aren't out yet, as far as I can tell. But still, I'm hoping that, you know, they're not going to sacrifice one team's character development for just the Lupin Rangers. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Lupin Rangers are the ones that I'm rooting for overall, because they're the most stylish, but they've also made more of an impact, because the Patch Rangers have basically not done much. They're just like, hey, we're the police. We do police things. Whereas with the Lupin Rangers, we've seen their motivations for doing what they need to do and everything. I need to jump! I mean, in all honesty, going into easy mode at this point, it's not going to make that part any easier. All easy mode does, I mean, I don't know if it takes away enemies from that point, but all easy mode does is it makes it so that you take less damage, and you taking less damage is not going to affect you taking recoil and falling into a pit. Things will take, you know, enemies take less damage to kill, which doesn't really matter if you can't hit things to begin with. And it also takes some enemies away from the from the stage layouts, which could possibly happen there, but that's all. That all depends on platforming skill, my dudes, dudettes, and others. I'm trying not to offend anybody here. Okay, I will get more beat power. In fact, oh god, should I use beat in the upcoming? Because using beat in the upcoming section would work miracles. But I kind of want to save beat for the boss battle. Okay, let's just see how this goes. Apparently, if I do come up with a good strategy, then I'll just jump into spikes. Whoa, I don't want to be getting salty this early on in the game. I've only been playing, how long have I been playing? Not even an hour? A little over, I've been recording for a little over an hour. I mean, that doesn't count for, you know, obviously parts I'm taking out as, you know, part of the editing out process, because that's going to be a thing, but I've been recording for about an hour and a half. A little more or less. I know there was a bit since I started Audacity, since, you know, there was a couple minutes where I wasn't really doing much of anything. These fuckers, if they'll go away, I'll gravity hold them up. Because those fuckers can eat a dick as well. You have so many annoying, you know, enemies in this game. You have those guys who will, like, float along for a bit and then just, like, stop, and then float along for a little bit and then stop. You have the little spinny things that are kind of like the guys from Mega Man 2 that come out of the walls. But, you know, they just look different. You've got the Stampy guys, and you've got... What was the other one? The rats. Because the rats will, they're like the frogs in Mega Man 3, you can barely hit them. Alright, looks like we have enough beat energy to get through the boss. That'll be nice. And if anything, I can always, you know, default back to the... If I can even get to the boss intact. I don't even know if that's going to be a thing. I don't even know where the checkpoint is in this frickin' stage. I don't even know if it exists. What needs energy? It probably needs the most energy. I'll use Super Arrow to get across. Hopefully not take the power up. Then just do that. Now, I gotta remember, of these paths here, the bottom one will quickly take me to an energy tank, and then I gotta back off. This will take me to life energy, and then I can back off. Hopefully survive the trek down to where the boss is, because... I mean, either way, I'm screwed. Oh, I can get an extra life here, actually. Let me just take Rush Jet over, because Rush Jet seems to be the more reliable source of transportation over. This is just like... This is the hallway leading up to the boss. Is this the checkpoint? This is a very bad place for a checkpoint in a castle stage in one of these games. Let me tell you. No, there's a ladder here. Alright, so there's more of the stage. I still don't know where the checkpoint is, though. I mean, knowing my luck, we still haven't hit it yet. Let's brush coil back up. There. Good. Excellent. Ooh. I'm just getting started. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna use gravity on these motherfuckers. Because, damn it. Lord knows these tigers do way too much damage. Go on. Sorry, I just don't feel like dealing with them right now. He's gonna jump off screen, I guess. Do that. Because, you see, the thing with the tigers is, like, the moment you shoot, they'll start going all over the place. And if you're shooting at those other things... Can I scroll off screen? No, I can't. Now, one charge shot will kill them. That's fine. It's just that when you're shooting at these guys, those will fuck you up. Because, like, the moment you start shooting at them, that'll trigger the tigers to start jumping all over the place. And the tigers do a shit ton of damage when they hit you. I'm just gonna die to this guy, because I'm not even gonna bother trying to kill him at that little bit of health. And I'm not gonna use my energy tanks. So, apparently your energy tanks and mega tanks will carry over through game overs, but not with passwords or saves. That's kind of bullshit. Luckily, though, I have full beat power, and beat power will win the day with any of these guys. I'm not even going to take any chances with these guys, because they're not worth it. Especially when we get to the third guy. The third guy is going to shoot, like, bullets that will, like, freeze you in place. And I don't feel like dealing with that. Considering that I fully expect myself to get a game over again in this next area. With the way that this castle's been going. I would not be surprised if I would, you know, have full beat power by the time I got to him.